After 6 years of all-season riding, I reached 48,000 kilometers with my NIU N-GT. Let's start with the battery health. Here you can see the estimated capacity over the driven distance. It seems like still over 90% are available, but I see first indicators for a degeneration. It happens from time to time that one battery seems to drop in charge faster than the other. Yet I can't really see a significant decrease in my range. On the first view, the scooter does not look too bad, although I'm riding it at all weather conditions. However, this year I had to do some mechanical repairs to keep my ride safe. I replaced the rear brake calipers and pads with new ones. I exchanged the rear suspension shocks. Later I changed the front brake calipers and pads as I needed to replace the front brake disc. Finally I repaired the broken front fender and broken screws. Before going into details, let's first have a closer look on the overall appearance. The swing arm lost almost all paint. The motor is still running and I did not change the bearings yet. If you look closely into hidden places, you can see a lot of rust. Plastic parts and the seat are still in a good condition. Many parts are heavily corroded, but the display is still fine. Switches are working in most cases and nothing had to be replaced yet. I was not able to remove a corroded screw from the rear caliper to exchange brake pads, so I replaced it as a whole assembly. Now the problematic thread is protected from corrosion. Overall, the replacement was straightforward and was followed by the obligatory bleeding of brakes. Later that year I checked the brake disc thickness and found it to be below the required 3.5 mm. I thought it would be an easy job, so I started removing the front fender and the screw broke. Okay, happens, but also all other screws did not survive. So I had to make new threads by first drilling 5 mm holes into the broken screws. It took a while, but at the end I had new threaded holes. The replacement of the brake disc was fortunately not an issue. All screws came undone without bigger issues. I added fresh Loctite, but honestly, given the friction, I do not think it was really necessary. When you replace a brake disc, it is recommended to replace the brake pads as well. As the front brake pistons were heavily corroded, I decided to go for a full caliper replacement. Of course, the air in the brake system had to be removed. I had to bleed the front but also the rear of the scooter, as it is equipped with a combined braking system, or in short CBS. Do not forget to wash the spilled corrosive brake fluid away, as it will eat up your paint. The front fender started breaking. To repair, I cleaned the surface as much as possible. The plastic is made of ABS. The easiest way to repair ABS is to dissolve ABS from waste material of same type. Cut the plastic into pieces and pour some solvent over the material. After a couple of hours, you have your own glue to work with. Best solvent is acetone, although you should be careful since it is highly toxic. After a couple days, the glue was hard enough to make new holes and place the rubber spacers in it. It is not the prettiest solution, but it will do the job. At some point I noticed that the rear shock was leaking oil. A quick research led to YSS rear shocks for replacement. You can buy them in different configurations which depend on the type of scooter you are riding. You have to remove the hidden screws before you can pull the rear away from the scooter. The rest is again straightforward. Don't be fooled by the skinnier appearance of the YSS shocks. They work just fine, even under full load. Now I'm prepared for another year on my scooter.